I think outside of the first quarter, yeah. I think we're really good outside of that first. I mean, we gave up 40 points. Like I said, that's not a recipe to win games. But we were much better after that. So.
Don't also call it an ugly win, but much needed, obviously. I mean, there's various ways of describing it. To dig yourselves out of the hole, does it just kind of feel like another kind of similar experience that you guys have dealt with this year?
Yeah, I mean, we have to be better. I mean, it all starts defensively. I think we still ended up only shooting like, I think, 42% from the field or something like that. But 110 points is enough to get it done. And like I said, outside of what we did in that first quarter, holding them to about basically 63 points in the last 3 quarters, no matter who's out there, is a good job defensively.
De'Aaron, you've had a couple of days. You've been through something like this before, but you've had a few days. Does it feel like the dust has kind of settled and you guys are back to just playing basketball again?
I mean, I think in the middle of the season, I don't know if the dust ever settles with that. But when you step out on the court, the only thing that you can think about is what's going on in that moment. So when we're out there playing, you know, we're trying to fix things that we wanted to fix before, and you go out there and you try to win every minute that you're out there.
You've known Doug for a long time. What is that relationship like with you guys and sort of him now taking over?
I mean, like I said before, like what you see is what you get with him. You know, hard-nosed guy. I mean, the way that he played is the way that he coached, is the way that he coaches, and I think the only difference now is, you know, he's the first person on the bench, and he's able to stand up all the time. But you know, he wants to implement us being able to always be able to touch the ball, just meaning, you know, you're able to touch your man, they're able to feel you, and you know, we need teams to feel us defensively for 48 minutes.
You've seen a lot of the coverage that just surrounds this team over the past few days, and certainly stuff on social media. I've seen you respond to a few. Is there anything that's kind of bugged you about maybe narratives that might be out there that?
I mean, I wish we got that type of coverage all the time, right? Like now you're the talk of it because something bad happened. But I mean, at this point, if you want to place that blame on me, like I had no say so. I found out 2 minutes before everybody else found out. I was standing in UPS, dropping off a package on the way to the airport. I found out just like everybody else. So, I mean, that is what it is. I'm done talking about that. If people think that was me, then it was me. Fuck it.
Yeah. How about in terms of you got a lot of home games coming up, and that's kind of been the Achilles heel for you guys a little bit. I know you guys are such a.
I just got here. It's been like 90 seconds.
I know you guys.
I finished shooting first.
I know you guys are such a day-to-day operation, but does this feel like a pretty crucial stretch if in the event you can turn things around?
Yeah, I mean, obviously all home stretches, like those are where teams usually, you know, get a lot of their wins. And I mean, with us, even the past couple of years, we've been one of the better road teams in the league. But if we can stay being one of the better road teams while also being a better home team, like, you know, you're looking at, you know, from 8th or 9th seed in the West to a 4 or 5 seed in the West. So at some point, you know, we have to be better at home.
Let's talk about New Year's resolutions, right? Have you had time to reflect on this year and kind of what's your resolution going into next year for this team, 2025?
I've never had a New Year's resolution before. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I mean, from yesterday to today to tomorrow, I mean, you know, like I said, we need to be better on the defensive end of the court. You know, we were a top 10 offense during this season, so that hasn't been a problem. Obviously, there have been times where we struggle, but all teams go through that. But if you can, you know, find an identity defensively, you always give yourself a chance to win.
So what do you think it is defensively? Because that first quarter obviously wasn't good. They were knocking down some tough shots, but they also got some open looks.
Yeah, I mean, it started with the open looks. You know, you ask any player who plays at a high level, you know, not even considering NBA or even pro level, like, you know, you get high school kids, you know, they see the first, you know, 1 or 2 shots go in. Now, if you're not blocking their shot, you know, there's pretty much nothing that you can do, and that's what happened in the first quarter. Obviously, PJ saw one go down, Spencer saw one go down, and now it just opened the floodgates. But I think after that, you know, we were able to be physical. We made easier shots tough, and once we kind of got them out of that rhythm, you know, it was much better for us defensively.
You've been through a decent amount of coaching changes. Obviously, Keegan has not up to this point, but the relationship you guys have, I'm just curious, do you have like a conversation with him about the process of dealing with the change midseason?
Well, crazy enough, this is maybe like a week and a half ago, Keegan asked me what would be my worst. He asked me if this is the top 5 or bottom 5 moments since I've been here. I was like, Keegan. I said, Keegan, to be honest, like, you came at a great time. I was like, my first couple years, if we were 13 and 16 at the time when I think we were 13 and 15 or 13 and 16 at the time when he asked me this. And I was like, Keegan, if we were 13 and 16, my first 3 years in the league, that was fucking great. Like, that was fantastic. So I was like, it could be much worse. And truthfully, from there, it did get worse. But I'm like, Keegan, you came into the league, you came onto this team at a great time, and I was glad that he never had to go through that in his first 2 seasons. But we've hit this type of adversity, and we have to be able to fight out of this together.
So what is your worst moment? Mar, the room just feels a little lighter today after yesterday's win. You guys feel that?
Hell yeah, you feel it. After having a tough week and a half, however long it was, just everything that was going on, feeling like everything was just getting worse with not just, feeling a win. So it felt good just get a win on the home court.
This is your first time around Doug. What has it been like to be through this situation with him, and sort of what does he bring to the table that's different?
I don't know. It's crazy because all summer after I signed here, I spent majority of my summer with Doug and LB, working with them, talking to them, having a conversation, a rapport with them. Obviously, with LB being me playing with him my first couple years in the league, and it's crazy. I've known Doug since I was young, so just seeing him in the position that he's in, you just approach it as a professional more so than anything, and just listen to him, take in everything that he's teaching and everything that's coming about, especially with everything that's been going on the last couple of days. So for me, I just approach it as a professional.
Does this make, going through these last few days and what happened, does it kind of make you, I don't know, not second guess anything, but have a different feeling about the situation that you did coming here now?
Nah, I don't view it like that. Once you sign up for anything, you got to be willing to understand and accept everything that come with it. And that's just part of life at times. You can't really, that's just putting another burden on myself if I was to stress, having second guess, guesses on coming here, whatever it may be. From my perspective, I'm here with these guys, I'm in it with them. Not once have I thought about that at all.
And everything that's happened over the last week with this franchise, do you feel that that situation has brought you guys closer, or do you feel that that's, in a way can be a good thing for you guys moving forward?
Right now we have no choice other than wanting to go out there and compete and win. Whether if it brought it closer or whatnot, I think we just in a unique situation of wanting to win. Whatever situation that is, we got to figure out how to do that on a consistent basis. It's hard to tell if it has, because still relatively new. It's really like our second practice under Doug. It's everything's still new to really give a full answer, other than me knowing that everybody here in this building want to win.
You talked about wanting to win. Obviously, you guys have a high mountain to climb in the West. 6-game losing streak didn't help. How confident are you with this squad that you guys can get back in playoff contention and be the team that you envision?
100% confident. No hesitation at all. Sometimes, the reality of a lot of things, if you play off percentages, I wasn't supposed to make it out of Compton and play this long in the NBA. You want to, I wouldn't. It's a lot of things. So for me, you always got to have the utmost confidence and a belief that you can do it. And sometimes that challenge that's in front of you kind of bring the best out of you. More so than others who probably in a comfortable position. So for us, we got the utmost confidence.
In the hopes of turning things around, how crucial is this stretch? I know you guys are so day-to-day, but the home floor hasn't been so great.
Yeah, we got to take advantage of that. We got to clean that up. Before anything, we got to protect home court. We let a lot of games slip away. So we have no more room for error of letting anything slip away from home.
You've been around a lot of NBA teams. I'm curious of your perspective just on the crowd last night. Because I don't know, from my perspective, seeing this crowd, they're super into it. It doesn't feel like you guys had lost 6 in a row at that point.
That's a credit to the fans. They deserve everything that we want to give them, and we got to feed off them. For them to have our back, I'm pretty sure everything that they witnessed, and they kind of been going through the same emotional roller coaster as us as well. So for them to come out and support, it means everything.
You've had a handful of coaches in your career. Just how much do you appreciate having a former player kind of leading the show, and how do you think that helps?
I mean, it's always helpful just when you have a player that, you know, you see compete at a high level. You know, I remember being a kid, you know, watching Doug. You know, I remember watching preseason when he got in a fight with Rick Fox. You know, I remember everything. So to look over there and, you know, see a former coach, especially here, somebody that's a staple of the Kings history, to be coaching, you know, it's definitely something that's special.
Good form with the uppercut?
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah,
Do you have a New Year's resolution for either yourself or the team?
Nah. other than win. Same as it's been. Ain't nothing changed.
You ever, what do you remember about mid-season coaching changes as a player, and what do you have to apply kind of in this situation now, realizing that this is a new era?
As a player, is a little bit different because you really have no idea, but you're kind of just going to go out and hoop. You're hoping, and you don't really know. Something's changing, and you got to go out and you got to make it happen because you're playing also for your job, and other people are watching you at the same time. So you got to make sure that you go out and you fight and play. But they're always difficult, man. It's like I said to you guys yesterday. This is a part of our business. It's a part of what we do. It's an unfortunate part, but that goes with trading and a lot of different things. We get, you know, love for people, and all of a sudden we wake up the next day and they're not there. And maybe we were friends with their families and different stuff, and they're not there. And it's difficult, but it's what you sign up for. And I knew that coming in, even being on the other side. This job is a lot more volatile, but I know that I have a love and affinity for it, and I'm a glutton for pain, I guess.
After snapping that losing streak, have you noticed a different energy in the locker room or at practice? Have guys, is their energy a little different since that win?
I mean, the energy in the locker room last night was like at a crazy high level, first of all. But no, I thought that the energy in Los Angeles was high level. The attention to detail was great. I think with winning, that kind of naturally comes, but today they were locked in because there was a lot of talking and teaching and different things that I wanted to do, and I thought that they were spot on the whole time. Everybody was right where we need to be to make positive steps, hopefully.
Doug, how do you look at this 50 game stretch here for yourself? Looks like it's an opportunity to prove that you can run this team full time.
First of all, it's an opportunity. I want to win as many games as possible, obviously, but I think also there is the ability to progress and see progress in certain areas. And the byproduct of that is winning. And then it's out of my hands from there. You know, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to be on it. First one in, last one out. That's just kind of how I live. And so I'm going to do everything when it comes to that, for sure.
It's got to be a little weird on the coaching staff, too, I imagine. You're obviously leaning on them quite a bit, and during this time is what's the kind of buy-in or just the camaraderie there with them as you kind of take this new step?
You know, I've told them all, like, I'm going to lean on you. I need your help. But at the same time, I'm the person in the chair, so I know that I have to do it, and I make sure that I'm prepared as I possibly can be. Do you learn things? Obviously, if you're not learning, you're not growing. So I'm always trying to do that. But the ability, they've been great. We just have to continue to vibe and try to find, you know, first of all, my voice and what I want and what I want the team to do, and then for you guys to parrot that information when you're working with your players, when you're showing them video, when we're showing them video as a team. All those different things have to have a synergy for us to, you know, my analogy was a hand or a fist, and we want to be a fist.
Speaking with the players, it's clear that they're very responsive, receptive to what it is that you're doing out there. You as a former player, can you just describe why it's so significant to have that player-coach relationship on an intense level?
I mean, one is I did it so I know if you're bull jiving me, you know. So I think that's a little bit of it. But I think also, you know, I respect them as people. I have always talked to them as people since I got here in whatever capacity I was in. And just an understanding of actually what you're going through. Like, you can, in theory, talk about what they're going through, but there are only certain people in the world have actually gone through what they're going through. So I think that there's a little bit of that, but I think at the same time they know that I actually care about them as people. And for me, I think I always responded best to coaches when I knew that they had love for me truly. And that will make them run through a wall for you. And that's the only way that we're going to get to where we want to go, is we got barriers and we got to break them down. We can climb over them, go around them. Now we're going to go right through it.
The style of play in the league has changed a lot since you were a player, and obviously you've witnessed that and worked around the league as that process has taken place. But just what's the process been like for you to, fully embrace as the head coach this new style of play? And is there any aspect of, there's a whole lot of threes being shot today?
Yeah, it has, but in many ways our team defined the new style of basketball. We just didn't shoot as many threes, but the ball movement, body movement, sharing the basketball, 5-man basketball, big guys that can do multiple things. If Coach Adamman would have let Vlade shoot three-pointers and Chris shoot three-pointers, well, damn, they would have shot a whole bunch of three-pointers. It wasn't there yet, but we had players that could do all of that. So in many ways, for me, it's a little bit easier understanding, because we were playing 5-man basketball before 5-man basketball was a thing. And everybody was playing everywhere. Our big men were the passers. So we had a Sabonis on our team, and so understanding that and seeing how it goes, I think is a little bit helpful to me. But to your point, yeah, I think today's basketball, like sometimes they don't run for layups because they stop and shoot a three-pointer. When I was a little kid, you would be like, oh, what are you doing? But today, three is more than two, so they do that, and you have to adapt to some of that. But I think I got a feel for that from my playing, but also now coaching, observing, commentating, all the different things, and I'm just a fan of basketball, period. Yeah.
How excited are you to look across and see Bobby on the bench tomorrow night?
That's my guy, so I love him. So yeah, when the game's over, when the game's going on, he knows that's how he is. So I would expect nothing less. But super excited to watch guys, especially from here, that are having type of success that Bobby has had. I'm super proud of and for him.
How important is it tomorrow to get off to a hot start? Obviously, the first quarter of the league this morning, I heard in the huddle kind of at the end, you guys looking for that energy. How important is that?
It's kind of who we want to be, and I think that's as we continue to go every day, every game, every week, every month, we're defining our identity of who I would like us to be. And that's one of the things as we come out, and as soon as the ball is thrown up and whoever gets it, we're out. And that's what I explain to them, is I expect us to hit the ground. Now, I understand that some of the things that we do, I have to make sure that they have their legs and they're ready to go, and that's part of my understanding, and I try to give to them. So I'm giving you that, so you make sure that when it hits the ground, we hit the ground running right away.
It's New Year's Eve. A lot of folks talk about resolutions, right? Do you have a resolution for this team or even for yourself this year? Reflected on this year at all?
Nah, man, and especially the last 48 hours, 72, whatever it's been. You guys know why I'm here. That's always going to be it until it happens.
We'll drive in.